Hi, folks, and welcome back to the Hazardous Aviator channel. Just continuing my little hops across the Bahamas island chain using the Archer Midnight electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. As I mentioned in my previous video, trying to take a break from pretty intensive 15 months of testing and support on one of our other very popular studio products, which just released this week. And I just needed a break, not to think about testing or QAing or anything else. So we're here at Nassau, Mike Yankee, November, November. And this isn't exactly the GA spot. This is actually technically a commercial airliner spot that I'm sitting in. General aviation and the FBO is all the way over there on the south east side of um, the airport, and we're actually going to be breaking a couple of rules by this with this takeoff because prevailing wind and ATC are going to make me take runway 10, which is all the way in the back past this way. And that's just way too much time. I hate taxiing for that long a distance. So we're just going to shortcut everything. We are going to, at least as a courtesy, right. So we're going to put it into ground for now. So this is an old trick that I do when I want to shut off ATC completely and you can't get to a dead channel. Is I put it on I, I put it on guard 121.5. Nobody the standard ATC of course doesn't operate on 121.5, and I'm not on VATSIM or any other live network, so it's not like I'm transmitting blindly on the distress channel and taking up potential bandwidth and airtime from somebody who's actually got a real emergency. So we're just going to do a couple of things. We're going to take LHI assist off, of course. Um, we haven't really drained the battery all that much, so that's cool. Going to go to speed bugs, get rid of the speed bugs. Notice I'm going to go to aircraft systems, and we're going to turn on strobes and navs and landing lights, and we're good to go there. Going to dial in 1500 feet, dial in the local barometer, and that's pretty much it. Landing lights are on, parking brakes on, so that's fine. Gonna bring power up to the left-hand inceptor, and we're just gonna rotate out of here and get out of this airspace as fast as we possibly can. Gonna bring up the flight director. And we're out of here. And for today's destination, we're headed to tiny but picturesque Eluthera. I picked Eluthera mostly because I've never been there in the sim, and also because it's one of the handful of bespoke airports that Gaia customized for World Update Caribbean. So that's someplace that I wanted to check out while I was in the sim. So let's go there. We're currently in hover mode, departing from, as I said, Nassau International Airport. And just in time to look at that line of jetliners departing. We'd be stuck behind those guys, sucking down valuable electrical power. That's no good. So I'm going to just speed up a little bit. We're still in hover mode. I'm going to bring it up to cruise, which is around 117 knots, and see if I can't get us a little bit of a climb rate better than 300 feet per minute. And there we go. We're in speed hold mode, which is fine. We're actually going to pass over Nassau proper, where all the big hotels and the cruise ships are. Of course, the photogrammetry here is pretty decent, especially at low altitudes or higher. So we'll be able to see famous POI like the Atlantis Resort Hotel. Very distinct architecture. You can't mistake it for anything else. So we'll do that, make a quick flyover, and then get back on base course, which is east by northeast, as you can see on the CDI. So we're actually passing the leg that we need to get back on course to Eluthera, but that's okay. We wanted to just check out the POI here real quick. And while I'm at it, let me see if I can keep that climb rate up a little bit, because we're still hanging around under 1,000 feet, which per the guidebook to aviating in the Caribbean, you shouldn't be below 1,000 feet anywhere in the islands. So don't want to get in trouble with the locals. So we'll just keep climbing, and then we'll head east-northeast after we make a pass over the resort area. Just going to increase our speed a little bit more. There we go. Get us to about 120 knots. So I'm using the speed hold function, and I've taken direct control of the throttle, which is the left-hand inceptor. And as long as I can bring the throttle back to midpoint, I can pretty much use it as a speed control. And those, of course, are the default cruise ships supplied by Microsoft. You can tell they look pretty generic. There's the Atlantis resort. You can't miss that archway that connects the two main buildings on the resort campus, as well as the very ornate shallow pool area over there. Gotta love the water masking. I mean, I'm no expert on these things, but darn, it looks pretty good here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are past um, the resort. Just going to take a quick screenshot for my collection. We're going to bring in AP, heading mode over here, and we're going to intercept the desired track. I'm actually going to take it up a little bit more. Yep, too far. I'm going to back it down a little. You can see we were already starting to barber pull around 129 knots. So I'm just going to take it down a little safely to about 125. And we'll hold there. 125, 126. There we go. Just going to use VS at this point. VLC is kind of tricky on the eVTOLs. I mean, it can be done. But for the very small performance envelope that you're going to be operating in, which is anywhere under 5,000, realistically under 3,000 feet, remember it's an air taxi. No matter what you think of the actual performance capabilities, and so you wouldn't be anywhere over 5,000 feet because chances are most of your hops wouldn't be longer than half an hour, and you'd be in mostly urban areas doing this. But we've repurposed the eVTOL here as kind of an island hopper aircraft that's certainly a lot more environmentally sustainable in terms of being an electric vehicle, and as well as enjoying both the benefits and the capabilities of a hover aircraft so that you can land pretty much almost anywhere that you'd like, that is suitable for a landing pad for a rotary wing aircraft. But at the same time, for longer distances like the transition here between Nassau and Eluthera, you can switch to forward flight mode and pick up a lot of speed and have the full benefits of a fixed wing aircraft, including higher speed of advance as opposed to a helicopter. Okay. So we are here at cruise, 1,500 feet. Speed hold is at 125 knots indicated. That's just a little bit over 131 knots true, which isn't bad at all. We show 91, just a little over 90 nautical miles range, which is fine because distance to Eluthera is about 33 and change. So we're not pushing the envelope in terms of endurance. We have a proper reserve if we had to abort somewhere else. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do here, folks, yeah, as I did with the other videos, is we're in cruise. Nothing's really going to happen too much until we get closer to destination. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording and we'll pick it back up the closer we get to Eluthera, and we'll do a little bit of descent management and of course enjoy the view and the approach as we arrive over the island chain. Okay, so we'll see you in a little bit. Hi folks, we're back. A little bit of a change in the scenery. As you saw, we got a lot closer to Eluthera, and we're seeing the connected peninsula called, well, at least according to the maps, it says it's called Current Island, like spelled as in electrical current, if you will. And then there's a little bit of a access road there, and then you can see North Eluthera is slowly coming into clarity and view, pretty much dead ahead at 12 o'clock. So what we're going to do is let's take a look at the current wind. So 093 at 8 seems to be lending itself to a straight in approach to runway 7. So let's see what let's check. All right, so we'll just make a note to all right, so we're going to take runway 7. Let's look at the procedure. Now we could do a fully coupled if we wanted to, but what's the fun in that? So let's do a straight in approach to runway 7. And that'll start the offset for the final heading. Final approach, calculated final approach fix is 686 feet, so we'll dial in 600 and let's just see. Plug in VNav. And as we turn in for the final heading, I'll turn on approach mode. And we'll stay at about 125 knots for now. There we go. VNav's going to come up in a second. There's our top of descent just before we cross feet dry onto the island. Ghost Diamond is counting down on the vertical deviation indicator. So I'll stay at 125 knots right now, and then we'll take it down to about 90. Here we go. And we have glide path capture. Landing lights are coming on. Let's line up.
Mike Yankee Echo Hotel traffic Archer number 777 Alpha Hotel is on final to land runway 7 Mike Yankee Echo Hotel.
And what we'll actually do is we'll do, unlike Cat K, where you only had about 1,800 feet, Eluthera's just a little over 6,000. So what we'll do is we'll come to a hover and hover taxi down the length of a ramp. Excuse me, the length of a runway. Parking's about a third of a way down off to the left. So you can see it coming up right there. So I'm going to take it down to 90 knots. And actually I'm going to take it all the way down to 50 knots. Going to disconnect. We overshot a little bit. That's all right. Trying to get it down below 50. There we go. We're in hover hold. And we're going to come off the runway. Try not to take out the windsock in the process. There it is. And we're going to come out of hover. We'll establish a little bit of forward speed. And there's tiny little Eluthera, which is pretty cool. Gaia did a really nice job of capturing this quaint little airport. Look at that, FBO fuel. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's get down. And we're just going to look for any ramp spot. We'll take one closer to the FBO. Okay. Just going to stop forward movement. Line up a little bit. Let's not get too lazy about that. And try and at least land parallel to where the rest of the folks would normally taxi and stop the aircraft. Okay, and we are here. Tiny little Eluthera. I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to take the drone view because I've never been here. And I just like to check out the details because Gaia, of course, does a great job. Look at that. Love that little details. All the little pickup trucks. Ha, the probably not randomly placed. It probably really is where that satellite dish is. That's pretty cool. Here's the terminal. Certainly neat little place. We'll go down to the end of the airport property, so to speak. Did a little bit of modeling of what presumably are just civilian houses immediately outside the airport perimeter. What does this say? Oh, it's a restaurant. Okay, very cool. I love it. I love it. I'll go try and see whether the inside of the terminal is built in. Sorry, is built out rather. See if we can't go inside and check out the internals. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. We'll just try and level up a little. We look a little drunk over there. Pardon the appearance of Three Island Dock as we upgrade to serve you better. Very cool. Oh, hey, very nice. They actually did model the inside, so there you go. Don't mind my clipping. Um, all right. Very cool. Really neat. Let's see. Wonder if they modeled this restaurant. Probably not. I think it's probably a little bit. Nope. Nope. Clipped me right out. Okay. All right. Well, that was Nassau to North Eluthera in the Archer Midnight. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little trek. Oh, and there's my parking spot. I completely missed it. There's Wanda with the wands, and I completely missed it. So that's on me. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that little trip. Enjoyed some of the scenery, and we'll be back with some more content as I try to refresh myself after a long, intensive period of working on development items, and we'll just be hopping around the sim, taking a tour of various places. Maybe stick with the powered lift category, maybe not. But I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll hope to see you back here again soon. Take care.